African referee in charge for instructions.
Separation was at the call of Mark Calloy. Good sportsmanship from both De Leon and Ward will fight off. And this Anderson left hand is stepping from De Leon. Just when he says stepping outside that lead foot.
All right, gentlemen, rules earlier. Most important, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times, and give me a good clean break. Good luck to you both. Touch them up.
Almost a leap fake step from De Leon.
All right, here we go. Our main event tonight scheduled for 10 rounds in the middleweight division. Vito Mielnicki Jr. taking on Kamil Garzelek. And for you, Paulie, what does a good game plan for Vito Mielnicki look like?
You know what? Box, don't let Garzelek into a rhythm where he can make you uncomfortable. And most importantly, don't let Garzelek get confident because these awkward guys, with not a lot of knockouts, but they rely on activity. You start to get him uncomfortable, and the fight can turn a little bit ugly and it gets more difficult to win.
And I believe the way Vito's going to do that is by, pushing him back. Don't let him grow, good jab and touch the body. Hit him in the arm. Don't allow him to think so much because, like you said, probably if Garzelek gets in that little rhythm, he doesn't have a lot of power. But when he's attacking from different angles and varies his combinations, he gets a little bit tricky and it can make the fight complicated.
He's a rhythm breaker.
Exactly.
Changing levels early on the jab is Mielnicki up top and then down to the body. Down to the body with the left hand goes Garzelek. Garzelek undefeated, making his U.S. debut tonight, and was very confident when we talked to him in the fighter meeting. Said, look, all the pressure is on Vito Mielnicki, but I've been waiting for this opportunity, an opportunity to fight abroad here in the United States, and I want to take full advantage of that.
So Mielnicki about 30 seconds ago went to the body with two hands.
Exactly. I noticed that. You heard his trainer Ronnie said, there you go, because that's what they talked about. They want to start early downstairs, because it's going to pay off in the second half of the fight if the fight goes that long.
Yeah, and of course, the Garzelek uses that high guard with his earmuffs type of guard, so the body shots do open underneath the elbows a little bit if Mielnicki chooses to take advantage of the openings.
Garzelek also telling us that he wants to use more of his technical skill set to win this fight, be a counter puncher, and use a lot of movement, lateral movement.
Nice combination there by Mielnicki. Body shot with the left hook and then uppercut with the left hand.
Those body shots being very effective. I see Vito, being that he's fighting in front of his hometown fans here, and there's a lot of stake here, but he's so relaxed, with jab, the way he's touching his jab, the way he's throwing his combinations. He's not really loaded up with his punches. He's let him know. He's let him go. That's what I mean.
I'm liking the punch selection.
Exactly.
He's not forcing anything. He's letting it flow. And Garzelek doing a lot of switching, which is actually something Mielnicki and Ron Shields told us, he does.
Yeah.
In the fighter meetings. There wasn't a lot of footage, but
he's a tricky guy. And like we said at the beginning, if you let him grow, don't let him do that kind of stuff. And I think Vito, by doing stuff like that with the jab going downstairs, he's not allowing him to be that kind of fighter.
I'll tell you what kills confidence, body shots.
Yeah,
I don't want to be there.
And just walking up to him that kind of way, like that confidence, and then I was giving him little angles to him. That's standing in front of him. Yeah.
Under 30 seconds left here in round one, and true to the game plan, Mielnicki solid to the body and faithful to the jab. Two things that he told us would be a point of emphasis in order to be successful in this main event.
Man, he's really just placing his shot. He's not in a hurry.
Like a pro.
Yeah. It's a good round. Good round for Vito. I almost cut the mouthpiece away.
And as you say, like a pro, the mouthpiece flies out of his phone.
It did. Did you see that, buddy?
Did he spit it out or somebody throw it?
I think this is a really important fight too for Vito Mielnicki. Coming off his last two performances, not his best performances. That last fight before last at 154 pounds, he really squeezed a lot out to try to make 154 pounds, and he kind of attributes that rough weight cut to that majority decision against Haraz. But against Conor, it's a better work. It wasn't a draw. I think he did win the fight.
I think he pulled it out. It was close, but I think he
judges didn't want to give it to him.
But now settling in now at his second fight at 160, you know, he's got to be able to put it together.
No, we're used to saying Raging Bull. We know. The judge didn't know. Who knows what happened with them?
I love the way you be straightforward.
No, but you know, who knows what happened with them?
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what I was saying.
All right, round 2 in the scheduled 10-rounder. Christina Poncher, Paulie Malignaggi, and Raul Marquez. So James Smitty Smith on interviews for us post-fight. Nikki goes back to working off the stick.
Anybody that knows me knows that I like Goodfellas and Raging Bull quotes are two of my favorite movies. I like to prefer the quote if I can. That's jammed in by man Nicky. He's covering the body now with a leap straight right hand as well.
Yeah, I really like it. Vito's focus. I mean, you see it in his eyes. Like he's very zoned in. He's focused.
But he's been that way all week. I don't feel like being at home in the pressure house. You know, he's like you said, this is his 5th time, you know, fighting here. But he didn't seem to, you know, have to be secluded to his room. They had him busy all week. Said fight week went by fast, you know, but it was good. I felt very comfortable.
And the thing about, you know, going up the ladder this way and slowly but surely getting closer to the ultimate goal is that, you know, you're more and more under the microscope every single performance. With every single performance you impress, more people know about you. So now there's more critics, there's more opinions.
Well, he's been under the microscope pretty much since his pro debut, guys. He's had all eyes on him when he made his pro debut on a top rank card, in fact, in this building. Jab right hand. You've seen Gardelic switch southpaw and then back to orthodox here in the second round.
There's no body shot. You can tell Vito is the stronger guy in there, and he's using that to his advantage. He's making the fight. He's dictating the pace of the fight, and that's putting Gardelic.
Oh, mouthpiece foul.
You know, probably nobody's putting him in those kind of situations. It looks like it's bothering him.
Yeah. He's backing home consistently. And Gardelic,
he's not happy there.
Yeah, he tried to react with the right hand. He gets hit with a check hook over the top of it. Vito has an answer for everything Gardelic is doing. So they're again a little short counter there. He's keeping Gardelic alert constantly.
No knockdown.
That's a lot of stress.
This mouthpiece foul jab.
And southpaw.
Oh, yes.
Now they did bring southpaw sparring in this camp as well.
Again, Vito on top of Gardelic, and remember we said in the other fight that the ring is not that big, so not a lot of places for Gardelic to hide here.
Now they said that it's officially an 18 by 18 ring, but I believe that's on the outside of the ring because it's a lot smaller. We're not. We've had our share of time ringside, and this is like a 14 by 13. It looks like.
Yeah. I noticed, I just noticed Vito, there's some good body punching by Vito, but towards the end, when the referee was on the other side, and I learned that again from, I got to bring up Pernell Whitaker, back in the days, Ronnie could tell you, you saw Vito hit
on the leg.
On the leg.
Yeah, that's what I told you before, the dead leg, the Charlie was,
stuff like that.
On the opposite
I remember
leg.
one time, Pernell, we were sparring, he hit me on the leg, my leg clamped up, and I couldn't walk. And Vito just did that to Gardelic. He was hitting him,
who worked with Pernell Whitaker?
Nobody sees it. It's fair.
Ronnie was working with Pernell Whitaker.
Ronnie, exactly, yeah. That's what I just thought. I was like, wait.
6 degrees of separation.
Wait, I was like, did he hit him on the leg? He did, like 3 or 4 times. Did you see it?
I didn't see nothing.
That's a good one, right?
Oh, look at me.
Round 3 of the scheduled 10-rounder. Really solid start from Vito Mielnicki, who too is a Polish descent on his grandfather's side, Polish and Italian, and of course born here in the United States. He's got the flag of Poland and Italy on his trunks, amongst a lot of sponsors on his trunks.
Like you said, he's a popular kid.
He's very marketable. I mean, good-looking kid. I mean, draws a good crowd. But he's Italian, Polish, right?
Italian and Polish,
Yes.
Italian and Polish,
Look at that sharp
two Northeast cultures. Polish is big on the Northeast, and Italian is big on the Northeast. Both were, anyway.
Oh!
And And he gets dropped in the southpaw
Bloodly
stance. As
Vito's
soon as he
in trouble.
switches, Vito Mielnicki clipped him.
Quick double. He doubled it up. That was a good.
Not
Good
sure what happened
combination,
with
huh?
the microphone
Yeah.
situation.
Somebody
there,
got
but
excited in the truck.
Right on point with the shots, right?
Can he get the finish here in round 3?
Again,
Alex in trouble.
we're talking about shot selection. Again, impressive shot selection.
Yes.
Double right hand. When you choose
Pinpoint,
a-
man.
When you choose a double right hand in the right moment, that's impressive shot selection.
And I never like guys that switch orthodox to southpaw unless you do it seamlessly, perfectly. You usually give up something, and most of the time it's defense, and he got caught right in the middle of that switch.
And he's taking his time. Look, I like that. He's not in a rush.
Nope.
You know, he's still trying to break him. Trying to
It was a flash
be
knockdown. I think he
selective. Yeah.
recognizes it.
It was a flash knockdown, but I think Garjalik, he was hurt. He was dazed, probably.
Right to
Continues
the body.
to the body, yes.
Yep.
Non-stop to the body. I mean, he's what round is this? The third round, second half of the fight. He continues to punish the body like that.
You can see Ronnie the way he's yelling in the corner too. I think the game plan is to keep Garjalik as uncomfortable as possible.
Exactly.
And that will and you know,
Keep that
pressure-
heart rate up. You know, like,
pressure-
what is he gonna do? Like,
pressure bust pipes
Oh.
and it creates more and more mistakes as well.
Yeah.
When guys are under duress, they tend to make more mistakes.
And Garzelik has never been down as a pro, guys. I mean, it's been hard to
He
find
has
tape
now.
on him, and I asked him, this is the first time he's touched the canvas as a pro. Ronnie Shields liking what he's seeing from his charge here in round 3.
yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And part of the problem that Vito's had is that he hasn't always stuck to the game plan. Ronnie will tell him exactly what he needs to do, but when he gets in there, he doesn't always execute.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what-
Ronnie's really happy with what he's seen so far.
Yeah, good. Like I said, you know, the thing they told us they got into with last fight was they landed a good shot early, and then they looking for one punch the whole fight.
Yep.
And I think he's definitely not guilty of this tonight because what he's doing tonight so far is been a really imaginative and
And it-
creative shot selection.
Yeah, and it's hard to keep your cool too. Like when you drop the guy and then the crowd's yelling, this is your hometown fan.
yeah.
That makes you
Like
wanna. You want to go with for the home run, but
Yeah.
but he's not.
Yeah.
He still put his punches together, being selected, setting up behind the jab.
Yeah, here's a replay. We're gonna probably see the knockdown here. Southpaw stance here from Garjalik. You're gonna see two right hands. Boom, boom.
Right when he got caught
Yeah.
squared up. Beautiful play
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, and that's also you go straight back too. They tell you not to go straight back on defense. And personally, my opinion is if you're gonna go straight back, at least change your level. You know, so you change your height. If you're gonna take that 1 or 2 steps straight back like that, because you're not really supposed to go straight back. And Garjalik didn't do that. His level changed when he
Right.
ended up sitting on his behind when the right hand hit him on the chin.
I'll always, anytime you're gonna think about taking one step back, tuck that chin in.
Yeah,
chin in,
tuck that
or
chin, or drop a
turn,
level.
or
Yeah.
turn him.
Turn it for
Yeah.
sure. That's better than going back. But I always, if I was gonna take a step or two back, I would at least change my height or change my level.
You have to, because
you change the target.
There's the fighters with the high boxing IQ. They're gonna time you. They're gonna time you if you don't do that.
And if you don't do that, you can get dropped. I remember that. I
And
went
that's
straight
what
back.
happened.
I mean, with Cotto, I went straight back. I didn't
Right.
change my height. I got hit with a shot. Went down.
As we resume here in round 4, knockdown scored for Vito Mielnicki, a 10-8 round there in round 3. A little bit of blood coming from the nose of Garzelik. A little bit of swelling over under the right eye as well, as he's been peppered with that jab all fight long from Mielnicki.
And Mielnicki controlling the fight.
Now, that's been the key for him, the jab.
Yep.
Working everything off the jab and, with the body shots.
And very reactive as well. We talk about the shot selection, but also on defense, very reactive as well. Anything Garzelik throws,
Next weekend,
Vito's
I
reacting
want
to it with a
Jake
counter. Or,
all
again, you see, even if he misses the
win.
counter, he tries to come over the top of it. Very reactive. Yeah, again, right there. Even if it doesn't land, he's reacting to everything. He sees everything. Nice
what
counter.
beautiful counter shots down to the body, and just getting his head right off the line enough distance and staying in the pocket to deliver the counter shots. Uppercut with the right hand on the inside.
And the adjustments you'd like to see Garzelik make now is at least drop some feints. He keeps switching stances thinking that's going to be the answer, but drop some feints, throw your punches a little bit differently because it's clear that Mielnicki has the timing on anything you're throwing at the moment.
We were talking about Garzelik, like when he gets in that little rhythm and he gives you angles, and he throws. He just did it right now, but that's not even working with him tonight with Vito, Paulie.
No.
He tried it, but it didn't work because Vito, every time he does that angle, Vito moves with him too, and it throws combinations.
another counter.
Beautiful right hand lands again for Milnicki.
I
feel like sat on that shot.
I feel like Garzelli also gets hit more on the southpaw stance. I mean,
I'm telling you.
Sometimes in your backup stance, your defense suffers, and right now Garzelli is clearly more hittable out of the southpaw stance.
He's eating right hands.
Though he's hittable
I
in
want
both
you
hands.
stick to
Southpaw
win
stance
on
is getting more flush,
pay-per-view,
exactly.
and I want Berlanga to win on pay-per-view too.
There's the feint before the combination right on cue as Ronnie Shields asked Vito to throw. Use the feint, then throw. So that tagged with the quick
I want
little left
Kenty
hand there from
Morrison to
Garzelli.
win.
And down to the body from Garzelli as he kind of pushed the Polish fighter down. No knockdown there. 10 seconds left here in round 4.
That
Ooh, that body
fucking
shot looked a little low. with
A
the
little
right
bit
hand.
low, yeah. It's in that spot that we were talking about.
time.
Probably the spot you were talking about earlier. That you made a really good description of that.
Yeah.
That low
The,
blow.
the ligaments.
The ligaments. That was it. Yeah, the ligaments. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Where the hip connects to the leg. That's the muscle Bo Jackson ripped, remember? There's a
Speaking of
replay.
ripping, it's been Vito Milnicki ripping shots
Yeah,
down to the body like that beautiful left hand right there.
Man, that were some solid shots. I
Yep.
mean, when you get hit with body shots like that,
And it's nice
he's
sharp
gonna
right
have some
hand
sore
there as
ribs
well.
tomorrow.
And you see how he shortened that right hand. You know, you're at closer range. You lift the elbow, you tighten it a little bit. From long range, you throw it straight. You don't lift the elbow. So you're also understanding the decision making and the kind of punches to throw at what distance. Very impressive.
You see some of that swelling underneath that right eye. Starting to bruise a bit there
Yeah.
for Kamil Garzelek as we enter round 5. From shots just like that. Strong jab from Vito Milnicki.
Yeah, and if Gargella doesn't start making some adjustments, I mean, we're not even halfway through yet. It's going to start.
His face looks in pretty bad
Looking
shape.
for
It's
worse
gonna
for
keep
wear
getting
already.
worse. Yeah. He doesn't look that animated either. He doesn't look like he's got that confidence that he had before the bell ring. He looks broken already. I think so. I mean, I feel that
I
way.
think he's running out of answers if he hasn't run out of them already.
Slipping a bit there on the wet corners as we have had a busy night of boxing. Fight number 11 on the night. Good counter body shot there from Garzelek, but it's far and few between.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, nothing to get Vito's respect. I mean, at this point, you got to let Vito know, like, hey, look, I got some power at it. But I mean, he's only got 4 knockouts too.
Gargella, yeah, so he's got
to box
get his
more
numbers up. It is a nice
more,
little
yeah,
shot.
more punches and bunches, same combinations from different angles. But
But you see
Vito
what-
is forcing him a lot to
Yeah,
stay there and stand his ground.
Maybe Milnicki can go back to the body a little bit more right here on cue.
Yeah,
There you go.
there is. Gargella landed a couple of decent clean shots here in the last 30, 40 seconds, but
Just not strong
Not-
enough,
it's-
man.
yeah, it has not
He can't even
deterred.
push him, probably. You can see when they're going inside, you know, you can see Garzelek trying to maybe, like, you know, smother him and push him back, but
Nope.
he can't.
nothing.
Too strong.
Oh, nice counter shot up top with the
Wow,
right hand,
that's
back down with the left hook to the body.
I
I
love
thought
the
that
way
was
he
a good, I
did,
thought that was a good body shot.
No, that was a beautiful body
I
shot.
thought it
The
was
way he-
solid too.
Yeah,
The
and
way
it
he
was
did
on the
it,
opposite side
yeah.
of the referee. He just took Gargella's word for it there because that was on the
Right,
opposite side of the
right,
referee.
yeah.
Gargella complained that it was low, so the referee warned Vito, but that was actually a good body shot.
Oh, and Garzelek gets in a good left hand body shot as well, and then right up top.
So that was a pretty good body shot by Garzelek. It's sneaky body shot. If he had any power, that could have done more damage, but, you know, he's just not a power puncher.
Still a scoring shot. Got to give him credit when he does land a shot on the inside. But I mean, the percentage at which Milnicki's landing these shots, I
Yeah,
mean,
high percentage,
it's
yeah.
very high. He's not really wasting shots. He's being very economical
finally
with his
got
Good
punches.
job.
Yep.
In
Heavyweight division.
He'll shift his head to the side. Step back with a check hook right there. Step in with shots. Go to the body, go to the head. Good balance.
Vito just tried throwing that double right hand again.
Time.
255.2 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Coal Mountain, West Virginia, here is Alex the Rhino Davis. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out the blue corner. Tonight he wears blue and red trimmed in the brown colors of the United States of America. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 217.2 pounds. His world-class boxing record stands at 22 victories opposite a single defeat with 2 fights even. And tonight makes his highly anticipated BKFC debut. He is the son of boxing legend Tommy
Ringo had the wrong number up there, right?
Yeah.
That would have confused me sometimes. I used to rely on those girls. Right. Between rounds, I would lose track of the rounds. Wait, no, what?
Wait,
That's
you
not the reason. That was the reason I was
that
looking.
way?
I was looking to find out what round it was.
Yeah, I mean, when we were talking, we're almost halfway through the fight, and the last round was round 5. Here we are in round 6.
Oh, but he actually carried the athlete.
That's what I mean. It would have thrown me off because sometimes during my fights I would lose track of the rounds. I would look over my trainer's shoulder to see what round was she was in. See, that would mess me up.
Well, I think right now it's Vito Milnecki that's messing up Kamil Garjalik. I don't think he should be so worried about what round it is.
I think it matters. For Garjalik, though,
Gotta get his punch count. That's the number he should be worried about right now because Milnecki's been having his way through the first 5 rounds of this fight.
I think Vito's gonna step it up here in the second half of the fight. I hear Ronnie to come and run it off. So he really wants to run his punches. More activity, more pressure, like really close it more. Close that distance more, force him on it. And he's doing it.
Yeah, and Garjalik doesn't have a lot of responses. I mean, he keeps trying to touch the body. I like that he's at least, has that in mind. And when Milnecki puts up numbers, Garjalik will try to touch the body and try to kick a sneak body shot. Because sometimes while you're throwing, if you get sneak a body shot in there while your opponent's throwing, it may hurt him. But I think, it's few and far between even that. And he's got to also vary it a little bit. Just so
He's down.
You can look over the corner of Ronnie to know it's something.
I don't know if he was looking at Ronnie.
Yes.
Yes.
Either
Was
way.
he telling me that something like,
Either way.
That's staggered.
Either way, when you're that much in control and have conversations outside the ring, I think you're good. Body shots there again.
that's what he's got
Yeah, I
to
think
push
they
it
see
back.
something. Minute left to work here in round 6. Dominant round here for Vito Milnecki as he goes back down to the body. Steps to the side, looks to land a right hand, gets countered by a right hand by Garjalik.
Man, he's really going to the body. I mean, when he said, I'm going to go to the body tonight, he meant that. I mean, he's really working. I think that's the most I've ever seen him work to have a body attack like that. From the beginning, he's been really consistent with it, too.
Uppercut shot with that right hand back to the jab.
Niggas been consistently bossing this fight.
There we go. That's
Physical perspective.
Nice.
And that's a replay. That was a good body shot there. The right hand comes over the top. And a good hook to the head as well. And you see, it's been consistent with Milnecki coming forward, and Garjalik has not been able to prevent Milnecki's pressure from coming forward and comfortably coming forward at that. Garjalik will land the occasional pot shot here and there in between, but it has not deterred the physical pressure and the mental pressure Melnicki has been imposing on him.
And they got the number back right on
You know what? They're back on
the
board.
card.
Guess who's back in the circle of trust? See?
This crowd here in the building, nearly 4,500, 5,000 strong, would love to see Vito Mielnicki get a knockout here tonight. It's been some time. The last time in this building he got a knockout was 2023 on a show on December 29th when he stopped Salim Larbi in the first round.
Wow.
But since then, it's been decisions, a DQ win, another decision, and a draw.
Well, hey, look, it's okay if he doesn't knock a guy out like this, like Gargelic.
He's never been, look, he's undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Right.
he's a good fighter
Right.
still. Like,
And
you
until
can't take that away.
tonight, Gargelic hadn't been down. So
Right,
he
and he
already
put
the
him
first
down.
knockdown.
Right.
Um,
But I preface it by saying the crowd would love
Yes.
to see
You know,
that.
Always,
Yeah,
we're
the
always
crowd
gonna
always
want-
loves it.
We would love it too, right? I mean, yeah.
We've
We
had a
can-
lot of distance fights
we
here.
can-
Every round, you know, it's starting to get repetitive now. So now it's
Yeah.
up to Vito. Like,
Yeah,
do you want to finish the job?
raise up the
and I
gear,
know
yeah.
by hearing Ronnie Shields right here next to me, you know, they want that. I mean, the way he's telling us, you're gonna run your shots, give more activity, stay on them right back.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they want. There
Okay,
you go.
I
That's
think they should go back to the body a little bit. Melnicki,
right.
You know, target the body more. When he does target it, he has some success. Even last round, we saw a replay of him throwing a nice left hook to the body. I'd give a more concerted attack to the body if I'm Melnicki, because you're already walking him down, so you're able to close the gap when you want to.
You know, Vito has the speed, Paulie. I'm not like, you know, when I see fights like this, it's just I'm a big believer, like, of, you know, when I was a fighter, I wouldn't load up with shots. I wanted to, you know, knock everybody
I want
out.
Jessica
But
evil
if Vito
eye
would let
to
the
react.
flurries, that I was putting so much of those flurries, you know, that I kind of call them the Oscar De La Hoya flurries. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Remember when Oscar used to brrr,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
boom, power shot, like, or hurt it with a
Yeah.
power shot, and then brrr, that'll cost
Yeah.
the referee to jump in and
Stop
stop the
it.
fight.
Yeah, yeah. Or even
And that's
overwhelm
what
the
I'm
opponent,
looking
you
for
know?
right now. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Sometimes you got to take some power off to do that, right? When you throw those kind of flurries, you kind of take some steam off of them, and the last punch of the flurry is the one you throw the hardest.
Yeah, you set up, it's changing the speeds of the combination, and then you're just kind of touching or with speed, and then all of a sudden, bam.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the speed builds up. Again, you see the consistent pressure. Yeah, I like that. I would love to see him touch the body there. He's getting a little bit away from the body attack. As it was really, really effective early on, I felt. And I felt especially now that, you know, we're in round 7, Gargelic maybe wearing down a little bit, so the body shots may help him sort of tilt him over.
Yeah, Vito's got to be a little bit
Second.
sneaky with those body shots. Like, you know, throw that like a good body shot when Gargelic is not expecting it, trying to catch him.
Maybe off that
Hit
flurry to
quick
the
and-
head.
Yes.
Flurry to the head and then drop
Right.
a sharp body shot.
Well, it's Vito Mielnicki likely pitching a shutout
Yeah.
at this point through the first 7 rounds. I do agree with what you said, though, guys. That it's kind of each round is looking like the round before for Mielnicki.
Yeah, it's getting redundant a little bit.
Yeah. And I guess that's nitpicking because he's winning.
Yeah.
So in other words, you
But,
could
yeah.
also say, hey, if it's not broke.
But like we say, right, at this point, he's in his career, he's more under the microscope than he's been before. You know, more people know about you. There's more opinions. There's a little bit more criticism, but there's also more expectation because people know you're good.
When you also just had a middleweight, Jahai Tucker, in the fight before, put on a really great performance.
Yeah.
And you know, you have another middleweight who's attracting some attention in your stable as well with Troy Isley, who
Yeah.
was an Olympian.
Yep.
And then you got to see where you can, you know, fit in. And you know, obviously, Johnny Beck is in the division, so you know, I think it's important for Vito Mielnicki. I mean, he's winning each and every round, but maybe he can kick it up a notch.
Let's see. We got 3 rounds left, so we got an amateur fight left, right? So let's see what happens in these final 3 rounds. But so far, been impressive.
See, at this point, like me as a trainer now, Paulie, that you just said something because you brought up the amateur system. Like, I would tell my fighter, look, think amateurs.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 3 rounds. Stay
Run
busy.
some
like,
numbers, yeah.
run
numbers.
it. Bop, 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 and maybe he'll stop him. Hey, you never know. And if you're in shape, you're
I've got Polo with a 2-inch height advantage, but also a 5-inch reach advantage she wants to utilize to dictate where the fight happens. Cannot let Jessica Eye get inside Reynolds' power shot.
There, you can go two-fist to the back of the body. This guy freezes when you punch out.
There's some work to the body right there up against Wolf. Steps to the side, looks to throw the right hand down to the body twice there. But coming straight back from Gargelic.
Yeah, those are the little angles that I was talking about that Gargelic just did, and it worked for him, but I mean, it's a little bit too late. He needs more of that. He should have started doing that way earlier, but he couldn't because of, Vito's strength, his power, his jab, everything.
Strong jab that set up the right hand, then the left down to the body. Clean shot. That was a clean shot to the body.
Referee called a few rollings and one low.
And Vito kind of pleaded back like it wasn't.
Yeah, because I think he's tired of getting them called low when they weren't. Maybe that's also why Vito hasn't done as much to the body. We're just trying to have gone back to it a little bit. But maybe he got away from it because of the warning for the ref.
I don't think listen, if they took a point off or 2 points or 3 points, it's not gonna.
Yeah, at this point, right? Everybody's got to remind him. Keep going to the body. Who cares if they get the point? If he takes the point, you're way ahead.
Under 3 seconds left to work here in round 8. That one maybe.
That was
that one might have been.
Now the rest
But he didn't complain. Oh, nice combination hitting with the left hook up top. Now doubling up, left hand upstairs, then down, back to the body. Looks to hook around the guard with the right hand. And the rounds to come to an end. Dominant performance here from the Roseland, New Jersey native. He was running those numbers as you talked about, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Those little flurries and then come back on top. Just change it up. Flurries again. I mean, it seemed like he was trying probably in this round, but
he went back to the body. He went back. He caught a warning for it.
Yeah.
He definitely went back to the body.
Establish myself in the pocket. There's no in and out movement for me. I told this one time in, I stay. She has to make intelligent entries. Those more combinations and longer combinations, not just 2 3-punch combinations, 4 5-punch combinations. One thing she said that absolutely does, you have to have different ranges of A range and B range that she brings, and you utilize those at all times. I also said to fully utilize my athleticism, I cannot allow my opponent Brianna Pope to land with light punches. Athleticism, technique, timing, all has to be on point. He really wants to adapt to everything during this fight.
They touch him up to begin at round 9.
Understand the jab is going to be used and her straight hook.
And glance over at
Take away job.
Senior seated here ringside, and he's told his son and pointed to his temples. Be smart.
Be smart.
Fight smart.
And fights in the bag at this point. If you want to impress, fine. But don't take any reckless chances, I guess.
Flyweight division, presented to you by Blackout Coffee Company.
Beautiful work off the jab here to start the round as Ronnie Shields tells his charge. That's the one. Keep at it. Hit him.
Solid jab, even down, all the way down to, we're round number 9, and beautiful hard jab by Vito.
And tonight makes her BKFC debut.
Definitely got in shape for this fight. He's thrown a lot of punches. He's done a lot of thinking in there like that.
Also been physical at times too.
Yeah.
Needed to be.
Here is Maria Money Mashka.
Nice feint. A lot of guys feign.
Come back with
right off that feint.
Off that feint, that jab, then boom, right hand. Wait, that might drop him.
But it also freezes. They freeze on the feint, and the jab can come out so fast off that feint. You can build momentum coming forward.
He's trying to, Pelly.
She is a true
Get a little bit closer. Close that. There he goes.
MMA veteran of 26 fights, and tonight makes her highly anticipated BKFC debut. Fighting out of Cleveland, Ohio.
Gargelic missing wide with the right hand.
Good level
shower?
change there.
Did you get showered?
I got a little shower. That's all right.
Shower off the blood from the fight.
Good level change from Malnicki to slip that punch.
And our referee in charge of the action, Mike Kalloy.
Consistently walk forward behind him, movement as well. That's, mature and poised is Malnicki tonight. He's even if it's nothing super spectacular, it's been consistent in a lot of ways, and you can see the development as a pro and development as a contender as he's coming along, is going up the ladder.
And you know, Top Rank, who is a co-promoter on this fight card,
I love that. Because I used to love using that move. I used to love using that move. That short feint.
Yeah.
I love using that move. Go
I
ahead.
was going to say, they're going to put him in a matchup here pretty soon against one of their other middleweights and really test what they got
Yeah,
here. There's no doubt that that might be coming up next. And, you know, I think Vito Mielnicki has shown tonight that he's got a few different layers to his game. And, you know, this is a really solid performance from him thus far through 9. But he's going to get tested against Troy Isley or against Jahai Tucker and see which guy can really take it to the next level. I wouldn't be surprised if that was coming down the pipeline here. There was talk about maybe even Xander Sayas before, you know, but Xander's obviously up a weight class. But there's some good possibilities for the young fighter who's ranked number 10 by the WBO, 22 by the BC. But after tonight, that could change considering that Erdelic's also ranked
This
by
is
the
at
WBO.
middle or at junior middle?
You got Janovic. Janovic is a champion. You got Adames.
You got Adames is right there.
It
as
is
well.
not Lara. I mean, he's a veteran, older. But I tell you what, Lara has gotten better for me, like his style as an older fighter. He's sitting down more in his shot. Oh, was that what it is?
So active with their lead right hand. Southpaw is
It's always really interesting. Again,
Hasn't he been, have you seen him lately? Like, I think he fights more excited and more, like, he's got more power now.
Knockouts.
How did that happen?
You got Shiraz too, right? Fighting.
Shiraz is at 68.
Yep. Oh, he's at 68. That's Berlanga up at 68. Yeah.
But you got Janovic with 2 titles. He's a unified IBF, WBO. Adames, who to me is a sleeper. Adames is more dangerous than he gets credit for. He's a WBC champion.
Nice.
You have a lot of WBA champions.
All right, this is the 10th and final round here from the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Our main event. Vito Mielnicki pitching a shutout here for the most part.
Wasn't Lara Ronnie's guy?
At one point, yeah. At one point. By the way, like Vito had a really good camp in Houston. And, you know, I don't know if you guys know the spar partners, Marquise Taylor and Quentin Randall. Those are the most awkward, you know, guys that there is to spar. Like, they're pure boxers. Marquise Taylor is very active. You know, southpaw. Quentin Randall, very awkward fighter, too. He moves around. He's elusive. I mean, he had some good work, and that's why we're seeing the result tonight with Gargelic.
Tripling up on the jab.
Beautiful,
there.
yeah.
Good ring generalship now. Vito showing this round. He's taking his foot off the gas, and he's showing a different wrinkle here off the back foot. Gargelic now is a little desperate, trying to put pressure, but Mielnicki boxing well off the back foot and off a nice jab. I'll tell you, last couple rounds I've really been impressed with the jab of Mielnicki. When he shoots at various angles, using the feint with it, not using the feint with it at times. We didn't see this many wrinkles from his jab in the first 8 rounds. We saw so many other wrinkles though.
And I think after his last 2 fights, having a majority decision win and then a draw in his last fight, I think this is a good performance for him to make it clear that he's the dominant
Definitely,
fighter.
definitely is going to boost up his confidence like a lot more, like after this fight.
Gaji cheering section?
Yeah. They're trying to get Camille Gargelic to try to get a knockout.
Trying to get a miracle here. Like,
He's got a minute left to do it.
Nice defense there by Mielnicki at close range.
They're giving the Mielnicki contingent a run for their money here, up on their feet.
Oh, nice counter right hand.
Beautiful shot, Paulie.
Yeah, got Gargelic reaching and countering over the top of the right hand.
that was a good shot that if we would have sat down a little bit more on it, it could have dropped him.
He did get that knockdown scored early in the fight, round 3.
Perhaps Vito
Double
need another,
right hand.
with this kind of rhythm right here, probably keep the momentum going another 2 rounds, possibly get the stoppage.
When he looks like tonight, he could fight a 12 round.
And how did he get that rhythm? Because he started using that jab and that feint. That creates an entire
He got on his
rhythm.
toes too.
Yep.
You'll be jumpy, not wrestling.
That creates an entire rhythm when you get into that
Yeah.
flow.
Side.
As Mickey goes to the Gargella corner to give his respect, and up on the ropes now to his hometown crowd who have watched their young fighter, just 23 years old, recently turned 23. Vito Mielnicki put on a dominant performance here tonight in our main event.
So did.
I think Ronnie's going to be proud
Yeah.
of the discipline that Vito Mielnicki showed tonight.
Yeah, and he stayed fully concentrated all 10 rounds, every minute of every round, and really focused on the game plan and showed those various wrinkles consistently.
Yeah, I like the way he kept his cool. Like he got his butt in shape for sure. Like he fought like to stay disciplined like that, and the activity rate every round. You know, he was throwing body shots. At the end, the last 2 rounds, like he was on his toes, moving in and out. I mean, he had a great camp. He was in good shape.
Was that Houston heat roll?
The Houston, the humidity. It's not the heat, it's the humidity, man. To me, that's
that problem.
You never been to my gym. You need to come to my gym like Giovanni. My gym is like hot and humid. And you need that sometimes.
I used to hate that condition. I would not train in a gym that had air conditioning.
You need AC, bro?
No, I would not. I would not. When I was fighting, if a gym had any kind of AC, I would.
Oh, no. You did. Okay, you need the heat. Oh, okay.
I refuse to train in it. It's
I
not
thought you
about
were telling me you needed the AC. I
No.
was like,
But you got fighters got to make weight. Especially if I travel. I mean, I grew up in Greece when there was no AC, but sometimes I could travel and go to the gym. If the gym had AC, I would work out.
when you fight under the lights, just the pressure coming out, you get hot, and then the lights.
So we're always losing weight. There's never a day in the gym where we're not losing weight.
He with that right hand, continually high discipline with that high, tight standing guard. He's trying to find the right entry. It's just not
I believe Ralph Velez is ready with the official judge's decision, and I'll send it up now to our ring announcer, Ralph Velez.
Take away Ralph.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges. All for your winner by unanimous decision, White Magic, Vito
Yes.
Mielnicki Jr. He is now the WBO Global, WBC US, USBA, and IBO America's middleweight champion.
Congratulations to Vito Mielnicki Jr., the winner tonight, just as we said, by unanimous decision, won every round plus the knockdown that was scored in round 3. I think James Smitty Smith is going to get in position now for an interview with Vito Mielnicki Jr.
All right, standing by here, the great Bobby Lashley, AEW superstar. In action, you've done a little combat sports too. How you loving this BKFC live and in person?
Man, this is very exciting with being here in Texas. It is fantastic. I mean, I talked to Dave Feldman a little bit, and I think I might have one more left in the tank.
You got one more left in you. You see these heavyweights. You think you can tangle with some of these heavyweights?
Yeah, some of the familiar faces I see around here, and some of the new guys. I like it.
That's what I like to see. Bobby Lashley in the house here at BKFC 76.
Bobby Lashley is on BKFC.
the end of the round. Some of the action, some of the first both of these fighters just going at it.
Round number 4.
Just like every other round, we know what these fighters plan on doing. I try to push forward. I'm going to try and just move backwards and counter.
Go back to our fighter meeting. Maria Agapova. Except I have to fully utilize my reach advantage. Jessica Eye. Equally emphatic, I have to establish myself in the pocket. Stop! The reset from Mark Malloy. Trying to now parry the lead hand of Agapova.
To step outside that lead hook, step deep and throw the a straight right hand, not that overhand looping shot right down the pipe. 1-2 right there from Maria Agapova. Nice overhand right, classic MMA entry to the inside. Now heavy to the body goes Jessica. And I like the body work, they're not sure why they're breaking. And just quiet in this Fort Worth crowd. And this on the right hook from Agapova. To the inside. And that body work once again. I like the body work. I'm not sure why it continues to break that. If they're inactive, if they're not meaningful punches, by all means break it. If you're throwing hard shots, let it go. Step in rig two with the left hand from Agapova. Now that step in hard entry from I. Under hook stitch by Agapova. Right hand from Jessica I. Now the active play. I thought that was more of a time to stop it. Let it go longer. 20 seconds remaining, round number 4. Stepping wide right hook, not there.
10 seconds.
Relentlessly trying to turn it over and right. That was a good right hand by Jessica. And to the inside. Underhook defensively from Agapova.
Time.
We move to the 5th. That's the deal if I'm Homewood's corner. She's getting pushed right. She's getting a lot of movement shots. She's got to do something different. I need you to double that jab up. Put the fucking second jab up. Throw that up on it, man. You gotta fucking go. He's waiting longer. He's waiting longer. You gotta fucking take it to him. You got 2 minutes to win the fucking fight or you gotta put her down. You hear what I'm telling you? You gotta fucking put her down. She's doing shit. Her face is all over shit. Replay, you can just see that overhand right. And the better punches landed this fight for Jessica I. When you hear the corner, Agapova knows she has to do something. She's losing this fight.
The final round for such a scorecard time.
Fort Worth, Texas crowd to the final round is upon us. Jessica I versus Maria Agapova. This has been a quintessential revenge fight, Chris, to this point in the fight. Once again, it's difficult to look good against a fight like Agapova. He's backing up the entire time, countering well. I did a good job of pushing her weight in and trying to land the body. The Russian pressure previous sequence for Jessica I. The restart for Mark Cologne. Double left hook to the body.
He's down.
Magnus ruled as a knockdown by Mark Cologne. Agapova immediately protested, saying that she was pushed, but this is ruled a knockdown. She knows she has to get that back and some. She better come forward. She better come and be very aggressive at this point, or she's in big trouble. And ultimately on the scorecards, assuming this goes the distance, could mean nothing. It could mean everything, Chris. But right now, this is a 10-8 round for Jessica I. 55 seconds remaining in our feature fight. Agapova was adamant, saying that she was pushed along the ring ropes, but ruled a knockdown immediately by Mark Cologne. See the diversionary left hand to the side from Jessica I. I mean, the corner of Agapova, she was down, she had to get a knockdown. She gets knocked down, she's still not coming forward too much. Overhand right, half-time plumb down from Jessica I. Beautiful turn from I. To the body goes Jessica I. Really working hard the entire time. 20 seconds remaining in our feature fight. Fake step from Jessica I.
10 seconds.
I landed that clutch right now to the head. The floor to the body from Jessica I. Short left hands to the head from Maria Agapova. Hard over.
Time. Such a scorecard time.
So many body punches landed by Jessica I. I feel like that was the main difference in this fight. Just those right hands about to get the clinch. She didn't even knock him down. If those rounds weren't close, I feel like those might have been enough to steal. Maybe it was just being off balance, but I don't think it was a push. Kaloi, despite the immediate adamant protestations of Ryagapova, could mean everything. It could mean nothing on the three Texas judges' scorecards.
A little bit of step on the toe. That's legal, isn't it, Sean?
Everything is legal unless you are called for it. Our strike staff presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
You can see, look at that volume and that huge percentage for just guys. 300 punches thrown, 233 landed. That is phenomenal. Wow, head strikes only 139. That just shows so many body punches. What is that? 161 body punches for just guys. I don't know. That might be a record, Sean.
Pensive look on the face of the Kazakh. Ryagapova from pensive to the smile. Here we go with Jeff Houston.
Take away Jeff. Jessica Evil Eye wins.
Here are the score totals from our judges at ringside. Michelle Morales, 49-45. Dylan Turner, 50-44. And Charles Weaver, 49-45. To the winner by unanimous decision, Jessica.
Yes.